he never thought art would work. He was one of the biggest, like, it won't
That
work.
turned everything around for him.
Changed his life. And
He just what did he ever say why? Like he decided after going through the program that it changed.
yeah, I
his
mean,
mind?
because what it made him reflect, and you should. He's one where you come back up. You should have him on the podcast because he also got, it was a friendly fire like RPG or round that hit his head, and he had a piece of brain on the ground. So he has a traumatic brain injury, and this is a horrible situation. But what we're doing is remapping and repurposing their memories. And so I think just through that whole process of art, finding art and an actual purpose and meaning, and then having him reach out to other vendors to help them, I think that's what really sold him on it. But I mean, we've had so many veterans that Eva was a veteran who went through a program who 2 months after she went through a program, she wrote to me saying, hey, this program wasn't life-changing, it was life-saving because the day you called me, I was writing my suicide letter. Like, I still have that written out. And I was like, this is...
What branch was she in?
Army. And
Okay.
that was like 2 years later. Or now, that's 8 years later, and she's still successful in doing her thing. And I'm like, it is crazy what it really can do for them when they don't feel like they have a voice or a purpose. Like, hers specifically was about her mom, who kind of, after 20 years in the Army, her mom, when she started, she said her mom had like 20 photos of her on the wall. She had like a shrine for her almost, like on the wall, because she was so proud she joined the Army. She said after 20 years and like 2 or 3 deployments, there was one photo on the wall, and it was her boot camp picture. And she kind of had a falling out and disconnect, and her mom didn't like her anymore pretty much. And so we wrote a song called Picture in the Frame, where it was like, it's I'll never be the same as that picture in the frame, but I could still be me and a better person. So she wrote pretty much a letter to her mom about all this, and that's what made her, she just needed that okay to talk about it. And then once we released it and put it out there, she felt like she told her whole story. And so so many moments like that. There was another one where we saved a guy's life in Clinton, Iowa, when just randomly did a pop-up songwriting experience where he brought his wife on. And 2 weeks later, he showed up at a different festival we were at and was like, hey, I just want you to know, I only bought a ticket to that last festival because I was going to show my wife one more good time before I killed myself. And he's like, I saw a literal sign as Creative Vets, and you helped me share my story with her. So like, this is really happening for veterans, and it's crazy to think that just a simple songwriting session could do that. But you gotta realize we have these things that we don't think could translate to anybody, and we're holding it inside. And we write this song that we send to everyone, and all of a sudden everyone understands us, for even if it's for a split second.
I think it's pretty astounding that well, like I said, when we first started talking today, I'd never heard of any VSO or nonprofit in the veteran space that does this type of thing. So this is very unique.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of anybody doing anything even remotely similar to this. But there's obviously a lot of facets that make this so effective.